Villanova has not been swept. Villanova has not been swept by a team in the Big East since Butler in 2016-17, back in the days of Keelan Martin. Remember that names, and Cam Woods. You have to go back to 2017. The only other team to do it is Doug McDermott and Creighton, 2013-14. So in his first year, Shaka Smart. I mean, are you kidding me right now that Marquette's going to pull this off? Somebody texted me. They said they don't know how Marquette does it, but they do it. I could tell you how. They just play their tails off.
Yeah, they defend their behinds off.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that possession I watched, man, it was high level, man. But his teams at Texas in the half court were always very good defensively. You know, the difference now, Marquette's got that environment. You know, they got the juice. They got, Texas fans, it's hit and miss. Marquette, man, that's 17,000. They love it.
And it's harder, too, to get those kids. He's recruiting one and dones and those kind of guys. And them guys are coming in there expecting, like, look, coach, I'm here 8 months. I ain't, they're buying in to do it, but it's almost like, look, I'm coming to play for you, but I got one foot in the door and I got the other one looking toward how much money I'm going to make.
Yeah, sometimes it also ends up hurting you more than helping you.
Yeah.
From that standpoint. But
ideally, you'd want it. That's why Auburn is so special, I think. You got the right group of guys with that one and done guy kind of interjected in that group, and that's what makes them so versatile and special.
Yeah. But if you're coaching a college basketball team and you could tell me I could have the number 1 pick for 1 year, or I could have really good players for 4 years, you're going to take, in my opinion, you would take those guys that are going to be there, be legit players for 4 years, if you want to sustain success and not just, kind of be up and down all over the place.
Yeah, man, you got to go back to February 22nd, 2017, the last time a team swept Villanova in the Big East. It was when Keelan Martin had 22 points, Kamar Baldwin 15, Avery Woodson 13. Butler beat Villanova at the Pavilion. And 2 weeks after, like, it wasn't like they faced each other on New Year's Eve, and then now they're facing each other in February. This is just two. These are 2 games in 2 weeks. Villanova only has 2 conference losses total. They're about to have 3, and 2 of them are going to come to Shaka Smart and Marquette. Is there anything to sometimes, like, don't get me wrong, Shaka's a really, really good coach. Any dynamic to sometimes like a first-year head coach in a league and what that creates for the other coaches in their scouting, in their prep, Steve?
Yeah, well, it's new. I mean, it's new for everybody, from that standpoint. I mean, when you get into the heart of your league and you've been in that league for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, I mean, everybody kind of knows your core, what you want to do. Obviously, Shaka's new to all those guys. But on the flip side, too, now, those guys are all new to Shaka as well. And so, but I do think there is a learning curve, both ways.
Man, this is really something. And just to see, I'll tell you, Tyler Kolek is a guy that hasn't even fully blossomed. Like, they're still working on things with him. When he's the passer out of a pick and roll, though, they're very successful. Tonight, he's posted 6 assists, and he's got 15 points. And guys, we've talked about Lewis. We've talked about Kolek. Daryl Morsell has been such a great presence for this Marquette team, right, Steve?
And look at his body. You saw him walking on me. He is built, man, strong, tough. They're good, man. It's a great place to play, man. City loves basketball. Great school.
I mean, you knew you were going to be okay when you add the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, you add him to Shaka. You give Shaka that with a guy like Justin Lewis, and his offensive game is coming around. I mean, he's the body, the ability to get to the rim, get in the paint. It's just a perfect match. Things just came together a lot quicker than anybody expected.